for that Alabama team in 2010 was that young defense let them down. You know what they did? They were 5th in the nation defensively. Yeah. So, yeah, they lost 3 games. But don't act like that defense got just housed all season long because they were all young. And that's the argument that I'm hearing about this game tomorrow night.
But you know what happened to that team? They went to Arkansas, and they had a couple of breakdowns where Mallett had guys wide open. They lost that game, and then all of a sudden, they came back and won that game. They lost against South Carolina. But there were some breakdowns where you had, all of a sudden, there was some green grass in front of players on offense you just never saw. And it was like, oh, that Saban defense is a little shaky, and they did lose a few games. You and I both felt like even though they lost a bunch, they were still one of the best teams in the country. With Ryan Marcillo, I'm Scott Van Pelt. Your thoughts on Alabama and Michigan start of the season? Share up with us, 1-800-Flowers.com, inbox SVP at ESPNRadio.com. Every 1-800-Flowers.com order backed by their 100% smile guarantee. Special offers available at 1-800-Flowers.com/ESPN, or you can get at us on Twitter at SVP Show. We'll talk about South Carolina and Vanderbilt and the SEC in greater detail here coming up momentarily. But there's significant news today. The NCAA, and this is such a head-scratcher, and I don't even know how to say it other than they've ruled that North Carolina didn't violate rules in regards to alleged academic violations. Now, Greg Doyle on Twitter, I looked at earlier, I'm paraphrasing his tweet. He said, if you would have given me 2 options, that A, that they would have given Carolina the death penalty, or B, they would have done nothing, I would have had to say A, because B makes no sense. And as has been said by many of the different people that we follow on Twitter, the Feldmans, our guys, people across the board, if the NCAA went into Penn State and it wasn't an NCAA violation and they just went scorched earth where they didn't investigate, but they do investigate here what appear to be systemic academic fraud and do nothing, this is what leads people to go, what are they doing?
Well, yeah, first reaction to the UNC thing today, I'm with you. You go, how did this happen? And apparently the NCAA, some of the stuff, the language in here, is that written work was actually submitted.
Do they know by whom?
I don't know. The NCAA quote here is reaffirmed the university officials, no NCAA rules appear to have been broken. So
there was an uninstructed summer class, and just what a coinky-dink. Right. All the guys on the football team take it.
And anybody that's been to school, like, you don't have to be a defensive end in the ACC to realize there are classes that you can, like, we had a study hall class. You know what that was for?
Yeah.
Right, that was for guys that screwed up their first semester. Like, get those numbers up a little bit.
Well, the former head of the department, this guy retired because of the investigation. So the guy that under whom this happened, he stepped out. It's like a Grisham novel.
All right, we got to get back to the Penn State thing, because there I resist to compare anything to Penn State. You can't say, hey, North Carolina, they investigated here, it seems like academic fraud, oh, they get off, and Penn State gets hammered. The Penn State thing, Scott, to me is just so unique. I don't know how you can compare anything to it.
I understand what you're saying, and please don't misunderstand what I'm not suggesting for a second that them going in and just setting a precedent saying that we needed to do something because this was so bad. It was egregious, I understand that. But in that case, they just came in and did it. And here,
there was like a 400-page report, though, too, that there
wasn't theirs.
Well, I mean, they just school signed off on the report. It was by an former FBI.
Understood. It's just, my reaction to this is
just tiger droppings writing it up.
A lot of people today are pretty confused of how North Carolina just skates. And I'm on them. Coming up next, you take the SEC or the field. We'll answer that as our college football conference previews continue. We'll look at the baddest in the land, the SEC Plus. Ladies and gentlemen, the Duke. Back to Bless the Mic with Ryan Marcillo. I'm Scott Van Pelt. ESPN Radio, ESPNRadio.com.
The real and inside story on college football. Kickoff week 2012, all week long on ESPN Radio and ESPNRadio.com.
IBM System X x86 servers and the mid-size company. One company makes these, and another these. Different companies with one thing in common. IBM System X x86 servers. They're flexible, affordable, and high performance, with the System X 3650 M4 delivering up to 84% improved performance over its previous generation system. So even if these companies are different, IBM can help both. For more on IBM System X servers with Intel Xeon processors, go to ibm.com/systems/choice.
Kick off fall with great offers from Lowe's. Stop in today and pick up 3 one-pint mums for only $3 to brighten up your garden. And if you want to gear up your home for game day, stop in and get 20% off on Charbroil Commercial Series grills, $299 or more. Plus, get 18-month special financing on purchases of $299 or more. Lowe's. Never stop improving. Offers valid 8/30 through 9/3. Special financing cannot be combined with 5% off everyday credit offer. Some restrictions apply. See store for details.
I think when you're 35, you gotta kind of grow up past playing video games. Even if you still like video games, wouldn't your life have more important things to do? A career, wife, kids? All right, here we got a video game player. How often do you play video games, Richard?
4 out of the 7 days of the week, and I play for about 2 hours.
Are you married?
No, I refuse to get married.
Okay. Hey, I've reached Captain Level 3 on World of Warcraft. Want to come by my grotto? David, you play video games. Do you have a girlfriend?
I'm married. It'll be 1 year in September.
Okay, does she still love you because you play a lot of video games?
Oh, absolutely. When I get home, I jump on and I usually go with Call of Duty. I'm kind of a beast.